Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's an electric mullet. Cue the music. There we go. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is Superman's #1 fan. It is Tyler Patrick.
Hey, everybody.
And no Justin the Owl tonight, but making his triumphant return, we better call him Mr. It is Mr. James Cole.
Hey, how's it going?
Chuck Norris moves to the side when he's coming. All right, so yeah, 3 issues tonight. Action Comics 598, which I have no synopsis for. Superman number 16 and Adventures of Superman 439. Quite the mixed bag this week.
It's interesting, like, every week we do these, how there are, like, 2 books that really go together, and then always the one that's, like, you're looking for that, like, continuity part.
Which was weird before, because beforehand, it was like Byrne was writing 2 of the books, and then, what was it, Marv Wolfman was writing 1 of them, but now it's like, I think, didn't Byrne write all of these? And yeah, it seems out of place.
Yeah, so, it's, yeah, we'll get into it. Get into it.
All right. Yeah, so should we jump into Action Comics 598?
Of course we can.
All right, so like I said, I have no synopsis, but here, let me do the credits. Action Comics 598 from March 1988. Checkmate. Writers John Byrne and Paul Kupperberg. Penciler John Byrne. Inker Ty Templeton. Colors Petra Skodish. Letterer John Costanza. And editor Mike Carlin. All right. Yeah, this one is weird. Well.
Which one are we doing first? Hold on, my thing got messed up.
Action Comics 598.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. I don't know why my thing was... This one's...
Leave your thing out of this.
Checkmate.
Yes, this is the first appearance of Checkmate. Kind of, it's kind of like a...
I'm a little bummed that Justin isn't here so that he can make a comment about Lois and Lana's hair with me.
Oh, yeah.
Boo, long-haired Superman, boo.
There you go. This one, it's the first appearance of Checkmate. And I'd forgotten, what is it on the phone? I'm pulling it up on the app too. On the first page, that Harvey, I believe, is Harvey Bullock. So I forgot that they made him like part of Checkmate until, like, I think the animated series came out, and then they like kind of shipped him back off to Gotham.
They kind of, yeah.
Oh,
so
interesting.
It's kind of weird, yeah. It's like the secret spy organization, and it's like, yeah, Harvey Bullock's in there.
I mean, who else?
That is not the Harvey Bullock we know.
Exactly.
I mean, who else to be a great secret spy, though? Because everyone's going to be like, Harvey Bullock? Not that fat guy.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like
Nah, that big guy could hide out as a spy that way, huh?
It's like earlier, our kids had a really great idea, wanted to play hide and go seek in the house, like this really cool version. But I'm like, kids, look at me. Where can I hide that you wouldn't see me? Like immediately, like they're like, and then Needham had an answer. I'm like, exactly.
And I think
you just need to build yourself a little hidey hole in the wall, just hidden door. Just so you can just go stand in there with your tablet and read. They'll never find you.
Be like, surprise.
I guess the first thing I can call out is the cover, because it even mentions this in the notes. They spell Metropolis wrong on the cover.
Metropolis.
Yeah, they forgot like the second.
Oh, snap.
Yep. Forgot the second O.
I didn't even look at it because I didn't look down.
Yeah.
But can I talk about my favorite quote of this issue?
Sure.
It says, hold on. And let's face it, the way I've been feeling since seeing Wonder Woman again during the Millennium Crisis is all my own doing. I should have spoken to her. She's an incredible woman, and there's no denying the attraction between us. So what's the problem? Dun, dun, dun.
We're close to Action 600, so just stay tuned, kids.
Is it reoccurring memories of his video?
Oh, yeah, you didn't even mention Big Barda. Yeah, no, it's still all Wonder Woman.
He's like, oh, what is this?
Or that sorted one night on Apocalypse.
Yeah, it's all mushing in his brain. He's like, oh, I can't figure it out. Is it different women? Is it all the same woman? Did you know, Phil, that actually this comic was based on James? That he was actually the Superman that inspired those events.
Inspired the fling with Wonder Woman and Big Barda.
Oh,
yeah,
my.
James.
Strong women.
It's actually later in a side comic where you find out that was actually just James in a Superman costume. The real Superman was nowhere to be found.
Oh, yeah, as we'll get to later on in another issue tonight. Yes, Superman is very busy, so.
Yeah, that's why James takes over.
But I love how
even Superman can't be everywhere at once.
Exactly. I love how the first 3 pages is basically just recap of Byrne's oh, this is what I'm doing over in this book, and this book, and this book.
Yeah, we got short-haired Lois with red hair.
Yes, talking about we had to make up this lie that Superman and Clark Kent are brothers.
Hated that.
Gangbuster getting crippled, the whole Booster Gold robot thing.
And then we have
Lex. He's behind a lot of things. Lex.
Now we got a Korakin Minister of Defense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just throw that into the pile of people.
Well, again, it's checkmate this issue, so of course they're going to be...
Get political.
Yes.
Did he say chicka chicka checkmate?
I did think it was interesting seeing this first appearance of Checkmate, how we've got basically just 2 different knights.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a knight on their chest.
I'm very bummed that Checkmate doesn't dress up like chess pieces.
They just have chess code names.
Yeah. I would have just really liked it if they had, gone running out there dressed as pawns, castles.
Then you should, there was was it early 80s in the Iron Man comic book, Denny O'Neil was writing it. There was Obadiah Stane had a bunch of villains. Well, there's at least 3 or 4 of them, they did just dress like chess pieces.
Nice.
Yeah. The knight rode like a floating robot horse and stuff. Oh yeah.
See, that's what
it's
I'm talking about.
Wizard's chess, Harry.
Ron, no. I guess James, you would be kind of the Ron of the group.
Oh my.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Ron kicked ass, man.
Phil's like
not from the
Phil's
movies,
the Dumbledore.
From the books. Phil's the Dumbledore.
Yeah,
gotcha. The all knowledgeable.
Yep.
I thought that was Tyler.
Oh.
I'm tired of knowing everything.
Phil dwarfs me in his knowledge.
Oh yeah, and I guess that Wonder Woman love is strong because Cat Grant's just throwing herself at Clark. He's just
oh my gosh, every book
straddling him in the office.
And this isn't even what I would consider the
because he's in his chair when she's on top of him there.
And this isn't the more risque Cat Grant. You know what I'm saying? When I think of this type of Cat Grant, I always think of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, where she's got a leopard, right? And then I think about in the Jeff Johns run where she gets her augmentations and Clark's eye contact the whole time.
Oh yeah, I remember that area. I think it was in the Supergirl book. Supergirl's wait a minute, you have some strange
yep. There's some weird material
plastic and
yeah, it's good times.
Superman's got supervision, he could look and you never even see it.
he just widens his vision.
Again, remember when his powers were running amok, he did see everyone in the newsroom naked at that point.
Right?
Lex forced me to do that.
They're just looking at him are you okay, Clark?
eye contact. Picture them all with their clothes.
Clark, what's wrong? What's wrong? It doesn't even make a sound. It's just
shuddering.
You know how they say don't be nervous making speeches. Just picture everyone naked. I mean, well, then why do you think Superman is such a great public speaker?
That never made sense to me because then I'm like, I'm too distracted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now I feel embarrassed. I'm like, what are you doing, Tyler? I lost my train of thought because I was picturing everybody in weird outfits.
I was picturing that person naked.
What a weird tattoo they have.
Right.
And I love Perry. It's like Clark. He's like, go back up Lois during the interview because she's gonna get into trouble with her mouth's gonna get her into trouble in her interview. And it's funny. The very next panel is her, which actually given us the woman line. I wonder if this isn't an issue that they read for before BVS put that line in there.
James the Wise.
So,
wisdom of James.
But he wasn't having a woman give him an interview. The Karakan Minister of Defense. He was about to even whip her.
Oh yeah,
he was about to beat her before that other group showed up.
We all know how Byrne thinks about women.
Let's just read any of his She-Hulk issues.
I was gonna say, is that the run where She-Hulk sleeps around?
I don't know if she sleeps around. I know she there's like one scene where she's like jumping rope. It almost looks like she's naked, and she was like always in like scantily clad outfits. Oh yeah.
He's like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna write.
I mean, even the Dark Phoenix stuff. When you see Jean Grey in like the dominatrix outfit, that's Byrne. That's Byrne.
No, okay.
It was the 80s. It was accepted. That's just what you did.
I was going to say, that was a standard Friday night.
Wow! But yeah, it does remind me that this is the late 80s, because when Lois says, welcome to the 20th century, I'm like, oh yeah, this book is from the last century.
And I will say that this issue is my least favorite of the 3 issues. It just
I get
weird.
that. I kind of feel the same way. Just because it's kind of just like an advertisement for Checkmate. It's like, oh, check out Checkmate #1 coming out soon.
Oh, cool. What's Checkmate? That thing where you beat somebody in chess.
And that's the thing, is like they want to drum up interest for Checkmate, so it's like you can't have Superman or Lois be too capable, because it's what Checkmate is.
They're like, they cannot know who we are. We are Checkmate.
Yeah, because Lois gets kidnapped, and yes, we see the first night.
The first night.
Mm-hmm. And then this Navy ship gets hijacked and the whole crew taken hostage, and then the Fist of Allah. Yeah, that guy looks weird. It looks like a radiation suit with just like a big gun on his hand.
Yep, looks very culturally appropriate.
Superman has to deal with that, but again, a second night shows up, and of course we have the
second. They took his name out of the issue. It was Coleman, but they decided to just call him Cole, and then they realized that's James's name and had to drop it.
This whole thing. Yeah, we got to give Superman a nuke to deal with, so Checkmate can go about their business. This whole thing is just it's like, we'll let the they're 4 diplomats, so we'll let them leave until they get out of American airspace. Then we'll blow them up.
Of course, that's how they do it, and that's how all of a sudden my house blows up.
And I mean, also too, there is 2 writers on this thing because Paul Kupperberg was writing the Checkmate. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you can totally see why 2 writers need to work on this issue. It just screams depth.
Again, it's just an advertisement for the Checkmate book.
Yeah, this book sucks.
I mean, I know it's like a secret agent thing and stuff, but it's like everyone just seems to like Bullock and the other guy. They all seem too happy on the last page blowing somebody up. I'm just
that's what they do, Phil.
I know. I mean, I get maybe the guy's a terrorist, but I mean, do you really have to have like big huge grins on your face, just like, oh yeah?
That's terrible. That's why they call them terrorists, Kent.
And then Yeah, when Perry says, "Oh yeah, Clark wrote up the part, Superman's part in the the hijacking and all this," and to Lois, why doesn't that surprise me after last issue?
Yeah, Lois is like,
Of course, your brother.
Yeah, still think that's stupid as can be. I was like, hey, let's pull more attention to you in this story about Clark and Superman. Superman was my brother. It looks a lot like me.
I guess
Anyways.
maybe it's the Ty Templeton inks, but I'm like, yeah, this supposedly that Byrne penciled this. Like, again, just like last time, it's like, yeah, Byrne stuff looks different with different inkers, but
yeah, it does. Especially when you get to the next issue.
yeah, I mean, this one does look like Byrne.
You know what's crazy? What's just the next issue, Phil?
All right. So Tyler's like, enough of this one. Let's get to the next one. All right. Yeah, Superman number 16.
Okay, so the inks look better on this one.
Yeah.
But what I love is the 50 years of Superman.
Oh yeah. That was on the action cover too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you pause and go, oh wait a minute, we're now in 85 years of Superman, or technically it is the 86 year. 85 was last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was to say we have we both have that poster of the 1000 Action Comics covers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is Metropolis Christmas week.
So what? Only 14 more years, and we'll have to see what they do for Superman's 100th anniversary.
They better do something amazing.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
For 100 years, yeah.
2038. That's gonna be nuts. Just thinking about it.
How old are you gonna be, James?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
By that time, we might be on the second season of Supernatural.
Yeah, right. We were gonna do the next episode of the Supernatural Report, and then my entire freaking house got sick for over a week, and then I got sick for a solid week.
So 2 weeks later, we'll get there eventually. We'll just, but no, we'll be like 53. So
we're doing it soon, though, Tyler.
We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Oh, nice.
We'll be okay. We won't be that old. We'll still be podcasting.
I said we'll finish out the Supernatural Report when we're both in the retirement home.
Oh yeah, we'll be like, and we finished, and we die.
All right. Any other thoughts on Action Comics? Should we just move to the Superman 16?
Let's move to the Superman.
All right. Yeah, the action was nothing really to write home about. All right. Superman Volume 2, number 16, April 1988. He only laughs when I hurt. Get it? Writer and penciler John Byrne, inker Carl Kessel, colorist Petra Skodish, letterer John Costanza, and editor Mike Carlin. So yeah, see, like the art team's pretty much the same, except you just have a different inker and Carl Kessel. So
I like the East.
So the inker makes all the difference. A disgruntled children's TV show host becomes the prankster. That's the synopsis.
The prankster. But don't we already have isn't that a Flash villain? Why no, Tyler. That would be the Trickster.
Yes, I think they did Prankster on the TV show with John Wesley Shipp.
They did Trickster with Prank, the female. And basically, if you go watch those episodes, Phil,
yes,
that pretty much is Joker and Harley Quinn.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was Mark.
But
Hamill.
I mean,
that was Mark Hamill revving up for the Joker. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you watch Prank's performance in that,
yeah.
It's this is before Harley Quinn was created.
Oh, yeah. It's like 2 years before she was created, yeah.
So, I'm not saying Paul Dini was inspired, but, he might have been. Just didn't want to say anything.
Hey, between that and the Arlene Sorkin thing, he could have just mashed it all up, came up with Harley Quinn.
I mean, it makes sense.
All right, so this one takes place during Christmas week. Because Superman flying once again recapping, flying through the air, through the snow, talking about this time Mr. Mxyzptlk, again Lana during a Millennium, Lois almost uncovering my secret identity.
They're like, we got to sell these Millennium books. Make sure that every book you write references them, so if people didn't read them, they'll have to go back and get them.
And a circus mentalist, but so the whole Brainiac thing.
My favorite. It's not as if the streets of Metropolis couldn't use a good scrubbing.
Oh, yes, because, it looks like it's snowing. But, then some of it's soap bubbles.
But I do think it's pretty intense how he talks about his feet he can't get traction from his feet.
Yeah, because the whole street slippery because he tries to grab that out of control bus. He's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have put my feet down on the ground there."
Yeah, I thought that was a little ridiculous.
Smashing them into a building. And of course, we mentioned Morgan Edge because Morgan Edge is going to play a big part in this.
Oh yeah, he's coming. And my favorite is Jimmy watching his kids' TV show,
the Uncle Oswald show. Yes, he has to tape it.
Where is it?
On the VCR.
Tapes it every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Where does she say like he's like almost 20 years old or something?
Page 4.
You're almost 20 years old, Jimmy. Don't start on that again, Ma. I'm going to be late. So we got 19-year-old Jimmy helping out a homeless man.
Yep.
He even invited him to stay at his place because it's getting cold.
I know, Jimmy's the man. And then we have a blonde lady waving a taxi who asks to go to the Daily Planet. He says, "Yes, ma'am."
Oh, you mean Lois Lane?
Oh, is that Lois Lane? I couldn't tell, Phil, because in the last issue she was a short redhead.
Well, it's brown here, but yeah, there's a panel or two here. It does look blonde, yeah.
Yeah. In these few panels, she looks like a leggy blonde.
And how much of a caricature is the prankster?
I know that face. I know. Again, it's the whole Byrne thing. Remember what he did with the Joker?
I mean, it looks like Howdy Doody mixed with what was the dude from Mad Magazine?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. Like that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that mustache and yeah.
Like the elongation of the face,
big ears, the huge eyebrows.
He has like 3 teeth in that one panel there.
And then Great Caesar's ghost.
Oh yeah, because Perry's like, "Where's everybody?" And Alice is like, "The night shift's gone and the day shift hasn't gone here yet because I guess another prank, a freak electromagnetic pulse stopped everyone's clock for an hour in the middle of the night."
He also looks very Jerry Stiller-ish.
That's funny though. He says the stunt was wacky enough to suggest the Joker. And he also speculates, could it be Mr. Mxyzptlk?
Oh, yeah. But it hasn't been the 90-day window. It has been the full 90 days yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, this could not be Mixie. I mean, again, what's happening? Like, there was popcorn in the subway tunnels, soap on the streets. I'm like, Mixie was bringing buildings to life. This ain't Mixie.
The best page of this whole book is page 11, bottom corner.
What, the dark side and shadow?
Yes.
Yes. Oh yes, because they kind of show, they kind of hint, but not so subtly hint. Yes, Morgan Edge is kind of in business with Dark Side.
That's James on a bad day. Dark Side.
No, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So as we'll later reveal, yes, Morgan Edge is behind Intergang, and yes, he's getting his weapons from Apocalypse.
And Chuck E. Cheese over here's got Lois Lane.
Oh, that's so funny. The big stuffed animals like grabbing Lois, and then yeah.
This is like his name's like Charleston Cheddar. That's what I'm calling.
But I love the he's like, look at basically the stupid shows they pander to kids now, and they're all just like all big commercials for the toys because look at all the screens. It's like He-Man, Smurfs, Transformers. Oh, that's
probably GoBots.
Looks like Popeye and G.I. Joe.
I was going to say, is that Cobra Commander under his armpit there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Might even be Mighty Mouse underneath that word bubble up on the top left screen.
Oh, yeah.
Or the top right screen of it there.
Makes the most sense.
I'm like, what toys were Popeye and Mighty Mouse selling?
Right.
What, you never had your Popeye action figure? You just squeezed him in his arms. And then all of a sudden he pulled out a can of spinach.
Oh, I thought that was my James Cole doll.
Oh! Those are rare collectibles. You can find one still in the box. They're like 2 made. So if you can find one in the box, you really got it going.
I was going to say, if you want the complete set, you might have to rob Tyler's house.
Yep. Keep mine under lock and key.
It's in a safety deposit box.
I stole it from James's mom.
Whoa!
She's like, where's my James figure?
He just went,
So, I find it interesting, if you look on page 16, how the way they drew Morgan Edge as he falls down the prankster's trap, we'll see he has a mustache. Completely changes the character's face.
Now see here, sir.
Charleston Cheddar over here. It's going.
Oh, yeah, the giant squirting flower. Superman. It's like, it's plastic. Let me see if I'll punch a hole through it.
His teeth are killing me.
I know. Like I said, he only has 3 teeth. I'm like, really? You're a TV star and you only got 3 teeth?
I was hoping he'd pop them out there fake. But, I mean, this whole, like, the fact that he's just... he's such a weird character.
Yeah, well, he even tells Lois, he's like, you know, I planned this from, like, basically the start of his career. He's like, I knew eventually they'd, like, get rid of me. So, like, I built these traps, these stupid pranks and traps all over Metropolis for years. I'm like...
That's a real psycho.
I know, but it's like, So if only we had someone with X-ray vision who may have saw these ahead of time.
All the hundreds of times he scanned Metropolis with his X-ray vision.
The issue with the Joker, remember, he was looking for Lois, Perry, and Jimmy, and he was like basically scanning the whole set. I'm like, really? None of this came up?
He was, he just.
I mean, all they had to do was say the pranksters, like, once I knew Superman was here, I like started building.
Build on full lead.
Yeah, build all my stuff with it, surrounded by lead.
Or he's just a perfect engineer, and his traps are perfectly structured to look like the building, so Superman wouldn't even see them.
Like the giant squirting flower just looks like pipes. I don't know.
Yep.
So, can we talk about how he has a big surprise, very special for Superman, and on page 19 he says, "My surrender."
Yes.
Not even I surrender. My surrender.
Basically,
I have a very special. I have something very special prepared for Superman. My surrender.
And then like this, he's waiting for Superman to slap the cuffs on him. I'm like, Superman's not a cop.
I just think it's funny.
Wouldn't that be funny if he pulled off a pair of shielded super cuffs off of his belt like Batman and went pow?
Instead of like round, they're like the
little shield,
triangle,
the diamond shield shape,
Like these have sharp edges,
or it's like, here, let me pull the Saran wrap off my chest. I'll wrap you.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's like, just wraps it around him, like he's cuffed. Take him in, officers.
But yeah, Morgan Edge learned he was all bad mouthing Superman on TV till he caught him falling to his death.
Morgan Edson here reminds me of J. Jonah Jameson.
Well,
he's a menace.
That's probably what they're going for. That spirit. Okay,
you know what's funny is I just watched the pilot of Superman and Lois last night or the night before, and I just rewatching it. I was like, that's why Clark got fired, because Morgan Edge, it's his brother. Started way back in the first episode screwing with him, and we didn't even see it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm saying, you know what? All right, don't get me started on Superman and Lois because I love the show, and now like my local station that was carrying CW is not going to be doing like CW stuff anymore, so I'm probably going to have to wait to at least until the next day for it to hit Max.
I just buy it and have the digital copies, and then I buy the physical.
I was going to say the first, at least the first 2 seasons I have on Blu-ray, so.
Yeah,
nice.
And they haven't released season 3 yet.
Yeah, but I'm used to watching it the night of.
I'm too usually I want to watch the night of, but it became like my morning ritual or my next day ritual. As much as it sucked, like I don't know.
I was getting up at 6 a.m. The only day I'd get up early, and I'd put it on, watch it before I got ready for work.
All right. Okay. Someone tell me, how tall do you think the prankster is?
4 foot.
If that, I mean, like
3'8".
I just does he have like he was born with like some sort of birth defect that he was like short? I will say though,
he was born without knees.
There was a lady at work who works in a different department, and she came walking into the building, and no joke, she was like up to here, and I was just like, I feel like a giant.
Like Tyler's like 7 foot tall.
I felt like it. Jesus.
Right?
I was like, oh, hello, lady.
But I was just waiting for you wouldn't hit a little person, would you, Superman?
So he surrenders himself in the hopes that he gets like publicity, a book deal, a new contract.
Yep.
Then he calls Lois and blows a raspberry and hangs up.
Yep.
And then the most interesting part of the book happens.
Oh, at the end, yes, this will take a couple issues to pay off. But yeah, these
Explorers find
in Antarctica, yes.
is that Supergirl?
But how? She died in crisis. She's not supposed to exist.
I was gonna say, yeah. This is the first appearance since Crisis on Infinite
Yeah,
Earths,
this
right?
is Matrix. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Poor, I really feel like Supergirl's one of those characters. Like after like her origin is simple, and then it gets so crazy, convoluted, and weird until we get to where they bring back Kara in the
Jeff Loeb.
It's like
Yes,
early mid 2000s. Yeah.
the Jeff Loeb run.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it's like it's trying to explain everything to somebody's like, and then she wasn't Supergirl, but then she was.
Well, like
She was actually.
yeah,
Lex was having a bow chicka wow with a freaky shapeshifter from another dimension.
Yeah.
Not just Lex, but Lex in a younger clone body. Yes,
Yeah, get it right, James. Make it even weirder.
pretending to be his own son.
Yes, definitely remember pretending to be his own son.
Oh, we're gonna get there. All right. So, what you guys think of this issue?
Well, because of the Supergirl at the bottom and the dark side, this is pretty up there.
Nice.
It was once again, I make this comment almost every time. This could have been tweaked into a very fun episode of the animated series.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So-
Yeah, because they did sprinkle in the Apocalypse intergang stuff.
This might be my
Definitely
favorite.
once a month here, like with that little tease of him back there.
This might be my
Building up
favorite of the
now.
three this week.
Yeah.
I think this one's my favorite
Yeah, I think it might be.
because I feel like the next one gets a little dark in
It's a
one
little
spot,
weird. It's weird, too.
and then it gets stupid.
Especially the first time you read it. It is weird. But yeah, no, I just felt like they were trying to. I don't know. I mean, the prankster issue is fun, but I don't know if the prankster's worth a whole issue. So they're, Burns dropping hints and stuff like, oh hey, what's Darkseid up to, and oh what is this Supergirl? How?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the prankster was only on what, like 10 pages of the issue.
And
Yeah,
he's
it was
only
like-
he's only face to face with Superman for what, a page and a half.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
He's more like Lois's villain in this story than Superman.
it was a mini villain.
Oh. I don't know if this should have been.
Unintended.
I don't know if this should have been a whole issue. It should have been a short story.
Basically, we'll see how it,
I saw it.
Got it.
we'll see how it stacks up.
I think it'll be a short stack.
Come on, James, throw one out there.
That was good.
All right. So should we get to the last one then?
Let's do it.
All right. Adventures of Superman 439 from April 1988. 10 Soldiers. Writer John Byrne, penciler Jerry Ordway, inker John Beatty, colorist Anthony Tollin, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin and Renee Witterstatter. A robotic Superman is damaged in a fall, and when he wakes up in a hospital, he thinks he is the real Superman. It turns out that he was built to answer the calls of help that the real Superman could not get to on time due to how busy he always was fighting crime. All right. So this one starts. Yeah, we see Jimmy driving Kat and her son back to New York.
Was anybody else in this book really kind of shipping and rooting for Kat and Jimmy to hook up?
Well,
Like a
besides
couple?
Jimmy.
I'm just sitting there thinking like that would have been a cool twist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's trying.
It's so interesting that it's still Byrne, but then just like how Jimmy looks different.
Yeah. Well, he's well. Byrne's not drawing this at all. This is just Byrne writing.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yeah. But I mean, that is a cool. That second page, the splash. That is a cool page there.
Yeah, it is. Of Superman falling, and we don't see his other arm.
Mm-hmm.
I do like him falling through the multi levels of the building,
Yes.
and then even the have to inform the Department of Works I damaged the sewer, the
Oh.
Public Works,
Almost like that was programmed in or something.
and then he says, "Help me," and then you can see like his hand, something's up.
Oh yeah, it's like glowing. Can't see that. Yeah.
So like this is the one I'm talking about, where this one like really connects to where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, some of the books feel like they pick up right where the other book ended, where Lois is with Jose, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and he's like basically asking her if he's just a rebound coming to me out of pity.
Oh yeah, because you're on the outs with Superman, and and then are you feeling pity because I got crippled and stuff?
And then they're like, "There's no pulse showing. Is he?" "No, I'm not dead, Lois. The instruments aren't powerful enough, but dear God, Superman, it's your hand. They've turned me into a robot." I just feel like I would have been like, no. I would have been like, I don't think so.
Right.
I mean, we are talking.
Was Superman always a robot?
Oh! I could see like Morgan Edge or Lex Luthor saying, he was always a robot. What are you talking about?
That, I feel like the robot angle, that's a much more interesting story, is if like he's a robot that like Lex or Morgan Edge finds and then starts to program it or use it and does that kind of thing. And it's all about Superman trying to get the robot back.
Almost like that Batman the Animated Series episode with the Batman robot Hardak built. Yeah.
The interesting thing in this issue is like, as opposed to the other ones, there's no like inner dialogue thought bubbles. It's like all external dialogue thinking. So it's like they're not even giving you like Clark's perspective of like, doesn't he know that this is robots?
Clark knows what's going on because
so but he's not giving in, he's not like letting on any of that.
Yeah,
like Kryptonite's never had that effect on you before, memory loss and whatnot.
Yeah,
he's just playing the game, but you're not getting any inner thought processes, thoughts from himself. Like this is like what's going on with one of my robots here.
And then it is interesting how we kind of jumped where Clark shows up, like you said, and they all go out the window together, and we see Kat in a cell holding her son, and then Jimmy gets tossed in all beat up.
Oh yeah, because he's I don't want to say terrorists, but they're just like they look
generic military thugs.
Yeah.
And then they start roughing up Kat after they smack her son.
Oh yeah, because the son tries to jump in. Yeah, they slap a kid. Yeah,
she got a bloody nose, and I'm just like, dang, Kat's taking a beating in this.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, she's like, oh, you know, what about me? But that's Jimmy Olsen out there. That's Superman's power. No, the boss is like, oh no, he dropped by before. We took care of him.
Yeah, took care of Robot.
Yeah, this one is so weird because it's like we don't see any of that. It's like,
yeah, we just jumped to they gave it away, and then it's weird too because we don't actually get any real Superman action. Because even Clark in this is like doesn't do anything as Superman.
Well yeah, I think it's more subtle. Like when they jump out the hospital window, I'm like, I think that was Clark flying them. I think that robot would have hit the ground with Lois.
It makes me wonder. I mean, Lois gets a gun here at the end, and you see the robot getting like his skin busted off, and he's fighting the tanks and everything, and the police show up, and then we have the whole part at the end where, you know, they talk about how Superman couldn't have heard Jimmy. Like the speed of sound across the world, even with super hearing, Superman wouldn't have heard Jimmy Olsen's watch.
Yeah, and
then Superman gives the whole speech about the robot malfunctioning. A fail that could have cost them their lives.
Yeah, because the robot stops the guys, but ends up getting destroyed. It's so weird. And again, the other thing they don't mention, because Lois is like, "You've never shown any skill about building robot." You know, Silver Age, yeah, but now he's like, let's just say it got built, but it's like they never explains how did he build this robot.
Yeah,
like I'm waiting for a line. It's like, oh yeah, you know, he like rebuilt like one of those Manhunter robots or something. But
so what you're saying is you're looking for more story.
Yeah. This could have been a two-parter.
Yeah, because you could have made it a mystery of like, oh, really? What's wrong with Superman? And then what's going on with Jimmy and Kat? And then Clark walks into the last panel of the issue, and you're like, wait a minute,
because they did
that?
They did the hand thing too quickly. Because in the first one, they could have had him like, you know, have partial amnesia or something. And you're like, yeah, what's wrong with Superman? And then maybe
Like he shows up
You
in
get
the hospital.
Superman and Clark doing the Spider-Man point, like,
Like Lois, like, you have Lois come into the hospital.
Or no, that's the cliffhanger of the first one, James. Clark walks in the room and then him and Superman are face to face, and it's like, what the hell's going on? There's your cliffhanger for the first one.
Yeah, that's the end of the first one.
Yeah.
You have Lois walk into the hospital room. We get a shot of him in the bed. Then we get a panel of Lois, and then we cut back to seeing him arriving to help Kat and Jimmy, and we see what happens. Then we cut back and we find out that like his hand's gone, but he doesn't take the bandage off yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have that kind of, and then we go back to Jimmy and them being roughed up, and then you just do a little bit more, and then you have Clark show up at the end. But yeah, you could have really like split this up into.
It almost seems like we don't get a first act here. It seems like we just jump right into the second act, and then
it feels like it's almost like a second issue. Yeah, after the first page, if you took out, let's see, page 1, it would feel like you're just following. Like page 1 is your first act, and we don't even know what's going on. If you just took that out, this would be like a part 2.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens between page 1 and 2 we don't see.
So yeah, this could have been a good 2-parter. Like I said, you keep that mystery, like Superman's hurt, we don't know what's going on. You develop a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you have Clark show up at the end.
I remember the first time I read this, I'm like, did I miss a previous issue? I'm like, no, the last Adventures issue was Brainiac. The last, like, in reading order was that, the Prankster issue. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Did I miss an annual? No. But yeah, it's so weird. Like, this robot's damage. I guess Clark was playing the whole, secret identity card, but I'm just like, you're betting a lot of people's lives on this damaged robot.
Well, it's just interesting at this time, and especially a lot of Byrne's other books. There's a ton of thought bubbles.
Yeah,
like he's explaining everything that somebody's thinking before they even say anything.
Which I get the first half of the issue not doing thought bubbles because that way you can't, especially. It's like, has Superman been turned into a robot? But then when you see Clark, it's like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah. It's just very different reading, when you don't see a lot of the internal dialogue that they're telling themselves in their head.
And again, no explanation where this robot came from, or again, this isn't Silver Age Superman. He can't build robots every 2 seconds. Like I said, either say he rebuild a Manhunter, or he did something with a Lex robot, something. There you go. That would have been better. It's like it's a robot Lex then.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Tyler's right. Superman 16 is the best one because it makes the most sense this week.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one's a setup for something else.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The Action Comics is just an advertisement for Checkmate. So we sound like Prankster. Oh, this is a 22-page commercial for another book.
Right.
Maybe that was the meta joke. They're like, no one will get this.
Oh yeah. See, if you read all 3 Superman books that month, you get the joke. Yeah.
I think I have a new hobby, fellas. Some of these old comics you can find have the old pages of people writing in to the editors and stuff.
Pages,
yeah, they have their addresses. I'm gonna start writing letters to these people, see if they still live there 35 years later. Be like, dear whatever, insert name, I recently came across your letter in Superman issue 14. Let me just tell you that I too agree with you. Hope all is well.
I'd say but try to shoot for the adults who are adults writing at the time, because if it was like a 12-year-old, I don't think they still live. Well, they could, but they might not still live there.
That's what I said. Who knows? Like,
I'm looking what if you sent the letter and the parents got it, because the parents still live at that house, and they're like this
yeah,
letter,
exactly.
And this person's like, I wrote this letter when I was 10.
I also like that they just publish people's addresses.
Right.
No, you really want to pull a prank, do that, and then if they send you a return letter, you can either include your phone number or something, and then when they call, and have Jania say, "That's not funny. He died 5 years ago."
Be like,
That would-
he died.
That'd be funny, but that'd be pretty amazing if you actually had somebody return a letter who wrote one of those letters to the editor.
Be
That
like-
was
be like,
published back in the day.
Do you still love the
Really?
Superman?
I'll get some Superman stationery. Be like, dear concerned sir, this is Superman himself. Just letting you know. Thank you for appreciating my comics. Signed, Clark Kent.
Oh my.
Yep, I'll probably get bored one of these days and do this.
All
You
right.
definitely have to keep us posted if you get a return letter.
Oh yeah.
Postage.
Absolutely.
Is that a post office joke, James? Postage.
All right. Anything else on these issues?
Nah.
All right. So we'll pull up schedule for next time. Well, I know the next 2 weeks you'll be getting some Nightwing news, kids, if you're listening to this on the podcast. But then when we return for Electric Mullet, you will get 3 episodes next month, which we'll start recording next week. All right. Okay. All right. So next episode, when we reconvene, we'll cover Action Comics 599, Superman 17, and Adventures 440. Your second episode next month will be Action Comics 600 and Superman 18. And then the third episode will be Adventures of Superman 441 and Superman 19.
All right.
All right. So yeah, we're going to get to the Action 600 there next month. When he finally comes face to face with Wonder Woman again.
Yes.
How much face? We'll see. All right. All right, so send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Rain ran the money on us with the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
And, of course, the Patreon, where, stay tuned, kids, you're going to get a wacky episode of Lilith Hellfire's Conspiracy Theories, so worth the price of admission alone. All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, kids, you have both hosts of the Krypton Report here, so which one of you wants to do the plugs for Krypton Report?
James.
And the Supernatural podcast, season 2 coming in 2038.
Supernatural Report.
The podcast that we will get off the ground that we keep working on is a special bonus that we're like, we're going to do more episodes, and we've done 2 in the past 3 years.
Oh, we're actually going to pick it up now and start doing.
But yeah, you can find us on Krypton Report. James, my quiet co-host here with the beard. Anywhere that you get your podcasts, YouTube, all social media platforms. Check us out there. We're talking DC and Superman constantly.
If you want to know the legend of James Cole, just for those of you not familiar, just take any Chuck Norris fact you've heard and plug James Cole's name into it, Mr. James Cole's name into it.
Yeah, that's how it started.
That's right.
They were originally James Cole facts, and then Chuck fans got behind it, and there was a whole
He just
conspiracy.
got money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just more famous.
Yeah.
Better PR team.
Right. I got a great hype team.
Yep,
Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, I'm glad Mr. James Cole is here.
Thanks for having me. I had a good time.
Welcome anytime.
Thanks. I'll definitely be back sooner than later.
All right, everyone. Yeah, but yeah, send us your thoughts for those upcoming episodes. I think it's going to be a few. It's going to be a little bit before we get back to that Supergirl thing. All right. Come back next time. Remember to join us, and remember, it's for truth, justice, and the mullet way. And a few pranks don't hurt.
It's true. A few.